Oh man. Okay. So I have to talk about. There's this dude from Silicon Valley that I guess Candace Owens had interviewed at one point, and he's decided to run for president. So he's considered a Silicon Valley tech entrepreneur. He's very successful. He's a conservative, and he's against the anti woke mob in the Bay Area. Now, okay. I just have to clarify this one point about, first of all, Silicon Valley and the woke mob. Those things aren't the same thing. The people who are talking about diversity and inclusion in technology are people who have these are people who have computer science degrees from like Stanford. Like those are the people who are asking for equity and like representation in tech. So these aren't people who are like crackheads standing on the street asking for housing, which is what like the Black Lives Matter people are asking for. It's not the same thing. And so the Silicon Valley conservatives are literally considering every person. They're considering the BIPOC, he, she, they, thems who want to be called alien superstars. Those people now are like are the same thing as like black people who are like, I don't want to experience microaggressions all day in Silicon Valley. There's levels to this, and the people who want to come after I'm just going to speak directly here. The people who want to come after black people who are basically saying like being black in this country is like a whole thing, and it's kind of like taxing, and it's very specific. And a lot of people who are coming from the developing world don't like black people. So we have to combat anti-black racism even in the workforce. Now, that's what people are calling the woke mob. So when basically people were saying that like black lives who are being affected by police brutality, those lives matter. That's not really the same as like joining the LGBTQIA dash dash slash slash community and then fighting in the office because somebody didn't use your pronoun on a Slack channel. Like that is just not the same fight. Shoot me. But also I feel like we can have a pretty honest conversation right now because the tables have turned, right? So now all of the tech losers are getting fired. And remember how there's this idea like everybody who works in tech, and we have to say this very broadly, everybody who works in tech is very skilled and they're all very smart and they all got there based on their own merit. Okay. And they deserve to be there more than everyone else. Okay, so the Karens with the Slack channel and the TikToks, and who we've now analyzed thoroughly, right? We've seen the day in the life. I was like, get three coffees and a martini, go to the bar on the roof, have dinner at one of the 117 restaurants, and draw a picture in the Google presentation. So, dear YouTubers who have been out here editing, scripting, writing, okay, I get it because I'm just now starting to script my shit as opposed to just like putting it out there, right? And it takes a lot of work, okay? Like creating these stories and videos for you guys to consume. Editing takes a fucking long time. It's really hard. And a lot of these YouTubers are working way harder than the tech employees have ever worked ever. And there's all of these conversations that you'd have to have around privilege as to why they're there anyway. Like most of the Karens in the office got there based on privilege on top of privilege on top of privilege. So it was like, well, first of all, they grew up in middle class, upper middle class homes. So they've never encountered any sort of like structural racism, and they've grown up in homogenous neighborhoods where they've only ever known other Karens and they've never had to like interact with anyone else. And then they went to college in the same environment, and then they got into the workforce, and Karen number one called Karen number two and said, hey, I like you, Karen number three, so let's all join a team where we literally send Slack messages about our bridal showers and make TikTok videos about how we get coffee at 3 o'clock every day for free on the company's dime. And now the companies aren't as profitable as they were because the marketing and media influencers like you and me have been putting in the fucking work, and we are now coming for their bottom line and their coin. So cheers to us and fuck them.